Hello, Ben. Yeah, this is fantastic. Another Ben on the line as well. A legendary Ben, though. We probably need to get hashtag Bat Daddy going again, don't we? Really, we need to get it trending again today. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there was a small attempt from me, Jack, and Paloma to kind of get that one going, which I was semi-embarrassed about, semi proud of, but yeah, not sure if it's stuck.
Does everyone always kind of mention that at the start of interviews? It's probably getting a bit annoying, isn't it?
No, a few people have, but initially I was like, yeah, let's get it working, and now I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know about it.
Well, amazing. Let's chat a bit about, of course, your role, Thomas Wayne, in Pennyworth, which is absolutely fantastic. I wonder if we could really, first of all, just sort of, outline to our listeners what kind of time period we're talking about, because of course this is pre-Batman, pre-Bruce Wayne, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a DC origin story, and it's looking at Alfred Pennyworth, the legendary butler who raised Batman. It's looking at his life as a young man in 1960s London, and it's him meeting the Waynes, so Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne, who become Batman's parents. So it's all the way back, and it's set in this kind of like recognizable version of swinging 60s London with the fashion and the music and popular culture, which is an amazing time in London, but it's 13 degrees weirder. It's kind of got this DC fantastical element to it, where you can expect the unexpected, and very, very strange things happen a lot of the time. So it's kind of quite a surprising one. So yeah,
That sounds fantastic. I hear as well, and obviously I don't want to give away too much, but I hear as well a certain Jack the Ripper might just make an appearance. Might just.
yeah. So he's done Bruno Heller, the creator who has invented this whole thing, has done a really interesting thing. He's kind of like fictionalized London, but then we've got famous real life London characters like Jack the Ripper, and then other famous literary London characters in it. So it's kind of, he really is like mixing up the truth all the time, and reality of it.
Yeah, fantastic. And when it came to the Thomas Wayne character, of course, I wonder if we could kind of delve into the kind of inspirations behind him a little bit, what you kind of based him on, and source of inspiration for you.
Well, it's in the when you go up, when you audition for something, you get an email with like a character description, and they wanted a huge influence on the character. They kind of cited Cary Grant, the kind
Yes.
of Hollywood icon. So I kind of had to try and wrangle some kind of Hollywood glamour into it. That was my responsibility to bring that. But actually, watching his films and kind of like studying him a little bit, I've done a few like nods towards that kind of era. But it was really fun to try and like infuse it with that. And I think I'm initially the only American character in it. It's all very East End London.
Yes.
So I stick out like a sore thumb, um, which was interesting on set. But yeah, it's kind of like Hollywood meets East End London, 1960s.
I don't know what it's like for yourself, but I can kind of imagine it being a little bit of kind of that first moment when you kind of introduce the accent. I mean, you absolutely nailed it, so you've got nothing to worry about. But is it always a bit of a concern when you first reveal it?
Yeah, no, it is. It's intimidating. I've played Americans a few times on some plays over here in London, and then I've done it a few times on some TV stuff in America. Definitely much more intimidating doing an American accent in front of American people, because you're like, "Ooh," they're listening. But unfortunately, everyone's always been very kind to me about mine. And then this one was quite nerve wracking because it isn't just an American accent. It's like a 1950s Hollywood film star accent. And
Sure, sure.
some of them sounded so weird. Like Katharine Hepburn had her whole own thing going on, and even Cary Grant had a very unusual American accent. It was like this transatlantic, slightly English, slightly American. So I've kind of like tried to do a little bit of that, but not too much of it, because I was just worried that people might go, "You can't do the accent if I if I did it too transatlantic." So yeah, but you're right. It is a little bit scary the first time you kind of air it in public.
Well, you did a fantastic job. So yeah, as I said, nothing to worry about there for you. I wonder as well, could we talk a little bit about the kind of characters and how they kind of respond to each other? Because I know, obviously based fundamentally on the comics, I understand there's a bit of a contrast between, this and the kind of source material in terms of, blurring the lines between good and evil characters, if you can say that.
Yeah, I think that's something that Bruno is really interested in. Is that I think there's been it's a very easy kind of trope, if you want, the comic book genre, is that we very clearly know who the bad guys are, we very clearly know who the good guys are, and I think he was more interested in kind of blurring those lines. And of course, people aren't wholly good or wholly bad, and in this show, a lot of the people that are seemingly good end up caught up in some quite kind of bad situations, and they make some bad decisions, sometimes for the greater good, sometimes for selfish reasons. So I think he just kind of wanted to make it a kind of like more detailed version of that. So even our like clearly villainous, murderous character of the Plymouth Faith plays, Bet Sykes, you know, she's got a real vulnerability to her, and he's really given like psychological reasons as to why she's ended up the way she is as this murderous psychopath. So yeah, it's not as simple as good and bad, which I think is kind of cool. I like that about it.
Yeah, because I think people, aren't they, are just so interested in kind of like getting to understand more about, especially when it comes to kind of psychopaths and things like this. People love kind of true crime series as well, don't they? And they kind of love trying to kind of look and kind of maybe understand those people. And I think it's really interesting to explore that in a series like this.
Yeah, definitely. I think we, in the past, like I said, it's been easy to kind of paint a simple picture. But like you said, yeah, that doesn't surprise me actually. Now that people are, all these true crime series, we're learning much more about criminal psychology. So I think that there is a bit of that in this, as well as it just being like a fun hero show.
I was wondering as well, what was it kind of like? Because obviously, the DC universe is obviously one of those very, very well known and well beloved franchises. What was it kind of like entering that area? I mean, it's been quite a cool feeling to think, yeah, I'm now in the DC universe. I'm now a superhero, basically.
Yeah, superhero, but with no powers, so not quite.
You don't need it. You've got the good looks, so it's fine.
Yeah. Oh well, thank you. Yeah, it was. It could have been quite intimidating, I think, because that there's an expectant fan base out there for this stuff, which is exactly why they're making it. And in a way, you've got a lot to live up to. But luckily, I kind of had a clean slate in that the only thing we know about Thomas Wayne really is that he dies. Like we've seen him die several times in different films and in the comic book. So there's not too much known about him, and in that way we got a chance to be quite inventive with him, and I'm not living up to an expectation, I don't think. And given that it's set way before the comics even existed, and before the comics are set rather, that the pressure's slightly off on us there. At least I felt that. I mean, maybe completely lying to myself just so I didn't freak out, but that's how it felt. That's how it felt at the time.
Oh, no, that's fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, Ben. That's brilliant to have you on the show today. I'll just finish with a very quick question, if that's right yourself. And I'd just really like you to, if you could, give us one fact about Thomas Wayne that you wish we all knew. Is that a possible thing for you to do? Tough, that, isn't it? Just put you on the spot at the end there. Just be evil.
The one fact that this is very strange, but when he goes to a bar, he orders milk.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much indeed, Ben. I suppose I best let you go now, but thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been absolutely epic having you on the show, so thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you, Ben. Take care. It's been a pleasure. Cheers.
Ben Aldridge, ladies and gents, talking about his role in DC's Pennyworth, which is out now on DVD, digital and Blu-ray. Ben, thank you so much again for coming on the show. Been a pleasure.